Good evening, happy Monday. This is Mountains by Any Means Necessary Fantasy Sports Talk for Monday, August 23rd. Don't have a whole lot of baseball stuff to talk about. It's, the season's kind of winding down. We kind of know what we know at this point. We're excited to be moving into football here in a couple weeks. Dynasty basketball for some people may be going on. Also today I'm going to talk mostly about Dynasty basketball, my top, talk about the rookies. And then starting probably tomorrow, I'm going to start doing the spikes and yikes preseason position by position breakdown for football, because I've finally gotten through 10 drafts. And I know that, there's a stigma about drafting too early in fantasy football. And I get it, guys will get hurt and then you're kind of screwed at that point. But, I try to play in a lot of leagues, so you got to start early to get through all those leagues, unless you're going to be drafted like 6 times, 6 leagues, 5-6 leagues a night there for the last week of the season. So we'll get into that starting tomorrow. Because I did my 10th draft earlier tonight, so I'm feeling good, feeling confident that I can provide the information that is necessary for you. Even though the rankings kind of did just change today, I noticed, so players aren't the ranking changes will affect some players, where they're going, stuff like that. But auto pick, stuff like that. But shouldn't change it. It's not gonna change it too much. I can still spike them and yank them, give them the draft slot. I like to start drafting early because I do a lot of leagues, but also so I can provide the information necessary for those of you who are preparing for your draft and maybe a little overwhelmed by information. So, I'm really tired. I don't know what is going on the last couple of days. I've been getting plenty of sleep, and I'm not even working that much harder than normal. I don't know. Perhaps I'm dying. Figures. Go figure. Life's finally starting to get good. Finally starting to enjoy life on a almost daily basis. And, finally got health insurance. So of course now I'm gonna die, right? I'm filming this video before I go out to the movies. I'm gonna go watch. I think, there was a lot of choices. A lot of good movies out this week. And I'm a little behind because of my vacation in Arizona. So I still have movies from last weekend to catch up on. And then there's new movies that were just released on Friday that I need to see. So, I actually enjoy being behind in this instance, because then I never, I don't run out of movies. Like, I try to roll one over each weekend, so I have something. This weekend I may end up rolling over 2, because I don't think I'm going to go to the movies 4 straight days for the, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So, tonight, I think I'm going to go see The Night House. I've been really excited about this movie. I don't typically get excited for horror movies because they're so cheesy and so lame, but this one legitimately looks really good. And I think that's the one I'm going to go see tonight. It's just the timing of the screening works out well for me, so I don't get home super late, because I have some things I want to do here before bed, like talk to Victoria. But I'm sorry, I can definitely go sleep right now. There's some other movies like Reminiscence. I'm going to see that. That's 2.5 hours long. I'm not going on a night after work. I'm going to save that for a Wednesday or Thursday when I got the day off. Don't Breathe 2. This is the one I rolled over from last weekend. I haven't even seen the first one. I'll admit I need to see the first one, but the second one, I'm going to end up seeing it in theaters before I see the first one, just because it's free for me, and I like to keep myself entertained and do the things that I enjoy, and I don't feel any guilt about going to the movies 3 or 4 times a week, because that's why I pay for the Regal Unlimited, so I can do shit like that. So I'm filming this before I go out and catch that at 7:30 my time. The Night House most likely is going to be the option. Also, The Protege is another movie that's out. It looks, I'm sure it's going to be lame, but entertaining at the same time. So, bunch of old people trying to be action stars. We'll see how it goes. it's worked out for Liam Neeson pretty well, I guess. So yeah, my parents, I think they're back now, but they were in Montana for the last week, and I feel kind of bad because my mom bought the America the Beautiful pass, and I think she bought it mostly kind of for me because I'm traveling a lot this year, and I haven't even really used it yet, and we got it in June. We tried to use it at Glacier National Park. I think I told the story, but it was kind of closed, so we weren't able to go in there. And then I took it with me to Colorado, but I didn't really need it out there because Garden of the Gods was free, all that stuff. I took it with me to Arizona. Didn't need it there either because I already been to Saguaro National Park, and I wasn't inclined to go back after what happened last time. The only way I'm going back to Saguaro is to find my own car to go in there with and do the loop, drive the loop. That would be fantastic. But I'm not going to go out there and walk around and get stuck out there again. So, yeah, I didn't need it. So I tried to send it to my mom. No, you're right. I didn't take it to Arizona. I tried to send it to my mom before I left on Friday, hoping it was because I dropped it in the mailbox on Friday. Yeah, I was hoping to get there Saturday. Figured it wouldn't. I knew it'd get there by Monday because I thought they were leaving on Tuesday, but apparently they left on Saturday. So she didn't get it. She wanted to use it for possibly going to Yellowstone. So I feel bad that they weren't able to do that because I did send them the card. I sent them the money, and I sent them a guide, a national park guide for Yellowstone, because I knew that they were considering going there. But so that's in their mailbox waiting for them when they get home. If they get, I think they're either home now or they're coming home today. I should probably call them. It's probably a little late now, but yeah, I feel bad about that. So, but hopefully, I know they're gonna go back to Montana again soon. They're trying to move out there. They're looking for places, property and stuff. This won't be the last time they get an opportunity to go to Yellowstone. It might be the last time they get an opportunity to go when it's nice outside, but yeah. I mean, it's good till next June, so yeah. But I just felt compelled to tell that story. Anyways, let's get to it. The only streamer, tomorrow's a full slate of baseball games, but the only streamer option I have for you, it's not a great day for streamer, is Tanner Houck of the Red Sox against the Twins. He's been striking out a lot of people despite his short starts. If he's able to go deeper into the game, should only bode more well for his strikeout rate. And the Twins are in rebuild mode. A couple of other guys to consider who may be available in your league because they are hovering around the 50% mark. They're on the north side, of 50%, but they could be available in your league. Madison Bumgarner against the Pirates, and Andrew Heaney of the Yankees against the I don't remember who they're playing, but Andrew Heaney, another semi-decent streaming option for you. But anyways, let's get to what I really wanted to talk about. This is the NBA Dynasty Rookie Edition. Now that I've completed my 2 drafts that were just so time-consuming, so enthralled in that, I can actually talk about it now. I've got my top 10 Dynasty rookies and these are all guys that were drafted in the top 20. I mean, these are obviously those are the guys with the highest potential, the highest ceiling. So yeah, they're going to be the guys that are going to be the top 10. My top 10. There's a lot of guys obviously in the top 10 that I'm not super high on. That doesn't mean they're not going to have great careers and prove me wrong. But my top 10 Dynasty rookies, I even ranked them for you. We're gonna start with number 10, Zaire Williams, the number 10 pick of the Grizzlies. He's very raw right now. Not the greatest offensive game, but I think in a system like Memphis with a guy like John Morant in there is really going to help him capitalize on the things he's good at, and he's going to have a pretty decent career. Next, I got Josh Primo of the Spurs. I'm real high on Josh Primo. I think he's real young right now, real raw right now, but you could tell that the basketball IQ was there. The potential is there. He's just going to need a few years to pay off. That's why he's a little lower on my list, because you're going to have some patience with Josh Primo. But 10 years from now, we'll probably look back on Josh Primo and say he probably should have been drafted higher. Number 8, James Bouknight of Charlotte. He's going to be a really good running mate for LaMelo Ball for the next 3-4 years or longer if he decides to stay there and they decide to pay him. 7, I got Josh Josh Giddey really compares favorably to Ben Simmons. They both come from Australia. They're both bigger point guards. The only thing is, Ben Simmons is much better defensively. Josh Giddey's probably never going to be on that level defensively, but Josh Giddey might be the kind of guy who actually tries to develop a shot. And if he can enhance his game offensively the way that Ben Simmons is not, then there's a lot of potential there for Josh Giddey. 6, I got Jonathan Kuminga, also another young guy, another raw prospect, but all the tools, all the talent potential is there. And in Golden State, they should be able to cocoon him around those veterans who have won and help him develop really well. 5, you might be a little surprised by this, but I got Jalen Green at 5. I think Jalen Green is going to be an excellent scorer, excellent offensive player. I just don't see him. I think he's going to be a volume guy. He's not. He's going to be empty buckets. He's not going to contribute in other areas. He's not going to help a team win. I just think he's just a little too selfish, a little too immature. But obviously, fantasy-wise, you don't really care about that stuff, right? You just want the points. That's all that matters. The rest of it's irrelevant. But I think long term, I just don't see him really progressing much more than it's just a score. 4, I got Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes compares very favorably to Kawhi Leonard. Same developmental track. So if Scotty Barnes can become even close to the kind of player that Kawhi Leonard has, he's probably too low on this list. 3, Jalen Suggs. I really love Jalen Suggs. I loved him. I've been tracking him since he was, in high school in Minnesota. Came to Gonzaga, came out west. Great freshman year. Fits the part. He's just real mature, real humble, a leader. I think Orlando's a perfect situation for him. They need a player like him badly. They need a star. I think he'll be that star for them. I think they're going to be able to build around Jalen Suggs. And Jalen Suggs is going to be like LaMelo Ball last year, going to just take over that team and just transform it right away. 2, Evan Mobley. I mean, they don't make 7-footers like Evan Mobley too often. He's a unicorn. Yeah, and he could easily play power forward, small forward. He can guard pretty much all 5 positions. I mean, there's no weakness to his game. The only thing he needs is some experience, and then he's going to be a monster in a couple of years. And number 1, obviously, Cade Cunningham. The Cade Cunningham is looks like a generational talent. I wouldn't put him on par with Luka, but he's certainly a guy that is going to be one of the faces of the league in the next 4 or 5 years. Evan Mobley also could be up there. Jalen Suggs too. All 3 of those guys. Even Scotty Barnes. There's 4 guys right there who could all be future perennial all-stars should their game develop in the manner that so many people think it will. So, real quickly, I just want to talk about a couple of guys outside the top 20 who I'm really high on, who are also first-round picks. Usman Garuba ended up in Houston. He reminds me a lot of Zach Randolph. Has all the tools defensively, probably one of the best defensive prospects in this draft. The only thing is he cannot shoot, but he can still carve out a real solid career just as is. He's still real young, and you always want to take a chance on those guys who are defense first, whose offensive game is lagging, hasn't caught up, because most of the time, the offensive game with some NBA coaching is going to catch up, and then they're going to really be blossoming young stars. Usman Garuba looks exactly like that kind of player. Josh Christopher, the player from Arizona State out of Houston, I got him in both of my dynasty drafts. I'm real high on him. I think he's going to have plenty of playing time right now. He's going to have a long, successful career in the pros, whether that be with Houston or wherever he ends up. And Day'Ron Sharpe of the Nets, not the best landing spot, but he's still really young, still really talented. And I think that given a couple of years down the road, he's going to have the same kind of trajectory that DeAndre Jordan had. And we all remember what kind of player DeAndre Jordan was when he was younger with the Clippers. Some guys in the second round that probably should be, honestly, if you're having a dynasty draft and you're having a 30-team dynasty draft, these guys should probably be first-round picks in that dynasty draft. Sharife Cooper of the Hawks, I have no idea why he fell to 48. He's super talented. Future franchise point guard for somebody, probably not Atlanta because they have Trae Young. And so the playing time for him might be a little muddled early, but his talent will ultimately win out, and he will be a starting point guard for somebody in a couple of years. You just have to have some patience there. B.J. Boston, another guy, a 5-star recruit coming into college at Kentucky. Disappointing freshman year, but that happens a lot at the Kentucky NBA factory. I think B.J. Boston's going to be a much better pro. Again, you're going to have some patience because he's with the Clippers. There's not any immediate playing time there for him in LA, but 2-3 years down the line, he should be something. And lastly, Isaiah Livers of the Pistons. He only fell so low in the draft because he had a serious foot injury that could keep him out at the beginning of the year. But the Pistons, the perfect landing spot for him. He's going to get plenty of playing time as soon as he can get it, and he's going to prove to be that he was a first-round talent who just had an unfortunate injury. So, everybody pretty much is high. Isaiah Livers is another guy. I don't really know why he fell to the second round, but Detroit gobbled him up, and again, it's a great landing spot for him now, and 5 years from now, and 10 years from now, Isaiah Livers is a guy you should definitely be targeting in the second round of your draft, especially since he's currently injured, so you can just stash him on your IR and not have to waste a roster spot. So I need to end this video. We're at over 16 minutes, pushing 17. So as always, peace, love, and nacho fries. Have a blessed day, and take every moment you can to live for yourself and make yourself happy. So have a good day. Good night.